Good morning. I got a treat for you today. We are on another trail. We're going to do Mount Margaret via the Boundary Trail. So this is a 11 mile hike round trip, and it's actually located on the north end of Spirit Lake by Mount St. Helens. So let's begin. Follow the journey with me. Enjoy. Okay, we just started here. The first mile has most of the elevation at about 600 feet, so not too bad. The rest of it's pretty easy, 400 to 500 feet per mile, so pretty moderate trail, but I think it's classified as difficult because of the length of 11 miles. So let's see how it goes. Enjoy. All right, we're still moving along. Well, I didn't realize how exposed this was to the sun. There isn't much shade, so I'm glad I brought my 2 liters of water, an extra electrolyte drink, and my Sawyer water filter, just in case. So, go. I think we're gonna hike on the backside of this for a little bit in a few minutes. And Norway Pass, which is about just under halfway to Mount Margaret, but no problem. The most of the incline is actually this part here, the first mile-ish, so the rest of it's more of a gradual climb, so I'll get some break in between, but still fully exposed to the sun. So always come prepared, people. Don't wear sandals. Bring lots of water, not just a 16-ounce water bottle for a long hike. Bring many. Okay, that's my tip. One tip for today. I'll give some more as we go along. Okay, we are on the backside of the first mountain here. So, pretty much shaded, but also a lot of overgrowth. I almost tripped there, which wouldn't be good because that's a straight drop onto my right. So, let's stay on the left. It's just hot. It's actually, actual ambient temperature is like 55 degrees, but the radiant heat from the sun is making things hotter to about 75 degrees or so. So yeah, it's pretty warm, but we will continue. We got a long ways to go. Wow. That's amazing. It's prettier and prettier as we go. Excited. Ooh, lots of these. I don't know what you call these. Does anyone know? Please comment. Okay, we're at the first junction here. Oh, this is the junction to Independence Pass. I heard that trail is even more overgrown than what we went through. So we're not going that way. We're gonna go this way. And more than likely we're gonna traverse, hook a right and go along the ridge here, and then switch back and come back, and I believe Norway passes right there in dead center of the screen, right out of wedges somewhere in there. So that's what it is, Spirit Lake. Woohoo! Look at that. There's Mount St. Helens. So we're on the north edge of Spirit Lake, and this Mount St. Helens there, who blew its top in 1980. So we are good. Let's continue on. The views are gonna get better and better as we go up, so I'm only partially way up, so let's continue. Yeah, we came up from there, traversing along the ridge line there, and we're coming back around, and we're gonna have to cross that little section there. Let's go. Oh, not. Oh, okay, sorry. This is pretty. No, not too bad. It was just that first part there, but aside from that, we did it. There you go. There's a little washout, dirt washout over there, just getting down to the rock. That's probably the more trickier part, but pretty easy. Anyway, let's continue on. There you go, it's Mount Rainier. Okay, this is the mountain we actually traversed in that overgrown area that I complained about. That it is. And there is Mount St. Helens and Spirit Lake over there. Kind of going across here. This is where we traversed around. Trail here. And here we are. There you go. On our way past somewhere right behind there somewhere. But you can kind of see the trail. Kind of cutting up through the hillside there. That's where we're headed. Let's go. Whew, kind of looking back. Follow that trail. Okay, here we go. Here we go. We're slowly approaching Norway Pass a little bit here. But here's the final ascent to the pass. And then we're going to continue on further for another couple more miles to Margaret. Okay. Almost getting to the top of this pass here. I can't remember the name of it, but it's a high point. Once we get on the other side, we'll traverse down a little bit, go around Mount Telegram, and then head back up to Mount Margaret. Amazing, such a beautiful view. So I'm skirting on the ridge here. How wonderful is this? To my left, I see Mount St. Helens and Spirit Lake. Here we go. And on my right, I see Mount Rainier. It's a valley down there. I was reading some reviews, and it looks like apparently there's a family of elk that likes to hang out down there. But today it doesn't look like they're around, so just a blank field, but still nonetheless a beautiful view. Whew. Take a little quick break here before we continue on. Looks like we have a little further ways to go. Okay, made it to this ridge line here. So this is the boundary trail apparently. So looks like this is where we're going. I think, looking at the All Trails map, we're skirting on the side here, and Telegram is somewhere around there, I guess. I think maybe the one far back there is Mount Margaret. I'm not really sure, but they all starting to look alike. But we'll go anyway. Let's just go. It's just amazingly beautiful. This is crazy. I didn't know this area existed. Right by Mount St. Helens. Wow, amazing growth. Beautiful. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Okay, so the peak on the right is Mount Telegram, and the one on the left there, that little flat top up there, that's actually Mount Margaret. So I was kind of guessing earlier where it would be, but now that we're really close to summiting, we're less than a mile away. That's what it is. We're coming to the other next ridge. Okay, it's a slow coming up. It's not that steep, but after hiking nearly almost 5 miles already, it's tiring. Any incline is tiring at this point. Look at that. How beautiful is that? Rainier in the lake. Okay. It's actually a pretty good hike. Trail is well maintained, aside from the overgrowth sections in the early part of the trail here. But so far, it's really good. Wow, this is amazing, actually. Whew. If you're an avid hiker, want to do this, it's Mount Margaret via Boundary Trail on the north side of Mount St. Helens, on the north side of Spirit Lake. So come check it out. Not too bad. About total 2,600 foot of elevation gain, supposedly, and about 12 miles. So not too bad. Considered a hike just because it's long, actually. But to me, as an avid hiker, moderate difficulty seems, moderate plus seems to be reasonable. So yep, there we go. There we go. It's amazing. Look at the views up here. I didn't realize this type of mountain ranges existed right next to Mount St. Helens. Okay, we're traversing around Mount Paragram, and Mount Margaret should be just on the other side of that, so it should be good. Oh, there it is. Ooh. Is that it? I think so. There it is. Oh, it's a pretty large mountain. You can see the trail kind of skirting along there, right there in the middle. And then I'm gonna guess you traverse right up to the top. There's a hiker up there, right behind his trees. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, we are here. So there's a sign here. Okay, so we are going to go right and traverse up. Should be maybe another couple hundred feet, and we should be at the summit. I want to take a quick moment here so to prove I'm here. I've been here. So Mount St. Helens behind me. We're almost at the summit here. So Mount Margaret. So kind of panning around. Can you see everything? It's just so beautiful. We made it. We did it. That was 5.5 miles straight up here. We're at the summit of Mount Margaret. You're kind of looking back a little bit here. The trail that we came up. Mount Paragram there. And you saw Mount Rainier. Just going over there. It's Mount Adams there. Scooting along here. It's actually Mount Hood. That's actually Mount Hood. I thought it was Mount Adams, but actually Mount Hood. And then we got Mount St. Helens and Spirit Lake. So amazing. See, we got 4 volcanoes that we can see from up here. Amazing. This is so good. Doing a 360 around here. Okay, just setting up here perched on a little rock formation. Beautiful views. We did it. We did it. This is an epic hike. One of the best I've been on. So good. Thank you for joining with me. This is a 5-star hike, definitely for sure, especially on a clear day like this. Aside from the overgrowth we experienced on just at the start of the trail, this is spectacular, well worth it, and the views are just phenomenal. Once in a lifetime opportunity, definitely. If you can, make it up here and enjoy. See you on my next hike. So we're just gonna head back down in a little bit here after a little break, and we'll call it good. Ciao.